And hello, guys. Welcome to Ragnarok Asia Masters 2023. We are your casters for tonight. My name is James.
And my name is MG. Let's go!
And yes, let's go. And of course, we are here once again to commentate on the exciting matches that we are going to be having for tonight. MG, so can you give us a rundown of our teams who will be competing for tonight?
Yes, of course. Our matches for today, guys, or for tonight, guys, is basically for our first match that's gonna be Team Passions versus Team Senstui. And for our second match, that's gonna be Backup versus Sight Like. Third match is gonna be Constantia versus Resonance. And for our last match for tonight, it's gonna be Ultra versus Immunity. There you go.
Oh, okay. So, eight teams, of course, for tonight. Last of four matches here for the eliminations. I'm not sure what happened there, MG. Okay,
I'm not
but
sure.
yeah, last four matches for the elimination rounds. And of course, we are still at our top 32 round one bracket of our tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, this will be the last set of matches for this round. So, what do you feel about the teams for tonight, MG?
Well, considering that we already finished the first 3 days of our matches, definitely, we can actually see the pattern of the metas of both servers, like on the side of GGH and on the side of GGL. On the side of GGL, most likely they're pushing for the Rune Knight and Shadow Chaser meta,
Mhm.
and at the same time for the second round, full throttle strategy, a quick rush push coming from them. And for GGH, I think they're very stable with Shadow Chaser plus mechanic as well. I think that's one of the classes that GGH specialize, which is the mechanic. They've been really successful on the mechanic as well. And yeah, I think those matches can actually, show that maybe on the match or on day number 4 we might see the same lineup on this one for
Yeah.
GGH and GGL.
Well, anything can happen. We might be seeing different
Yeah,
lineups here
hopefully.
for tonight. But are there any matches in particular or any other teams in particular that you are looking forward to in watching?
Well, to be fair, like all matches, I'm very excited for all matches. But one match that really stands out for me is Ultra versus Immunity.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, the one
Yeah.
the
The
name
name,
sounds
like Ultra, like
very dangerous, yeah, for both
Immunity.
teams.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
yeah, for me, I'm looking forward to the match of Constantia and Resonance. Uh, Resonance, I think it's a team from GGL, but this is the first time we've seen of this team name in Ragnarok Asia
Oh
Masters.
yeah.
And for
Yeah.
Constantia, this is a from a guild actually in a GGH that is according to their profile, they are a startup guild that focus on
Startup.
sharing best
Oh.
practices in game and supporting each other whenever possible. So I'm looking forward to actually seeing their match
Mm-hmm.
in how they perform. With this with their group of friends supporting each other. So we might see some incredible gameplay coming from Constantia right here.
Definitely. Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Again, all matches are very all matches are very I'm kind of excited. So I want to see from our match 1 to number 4, or from, yeah, for this night. And yeah, I think the teams are trying to prep now.
Yes, actually, both teams are now at the starting point of the map. Of course, they are getting ready some hit checks to test out if they can
Yes.
deal damage and they can actually hit each other right here. But
Mm-hmm.
this is just a check on whether or not we can proceed with the
Yes,
match
definitely.
nicely. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is actually one of the most important thing on this match. You need to check if you can if you have the items. Of course you have the items, you have the potions that you need, because you need technically to do your
Mhm.
potions, right? And
Yes.
hit check as well, like you mentioned.
Yes, and for those of you who are watching right now, please do like and
Yes.
share our
Yes.
stream. Cheer for your favorite teams in the chat. Who are you, who's your best bet
Best bet.
in
I
this
like that.
first match? Is it Team Passions or Team Sanstui? Okay, let us know in the chat.
Yes.
Of course, who are you rooting for, and who do you think will win this first match? As the
Yes.
first match will be starting in just a minute now,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, I'm looking forward to what will happen at the start because let's talk about their lineups real quick. MG, what do you have right there?
Yes, for Team Passions, they are rocking the five core classes: the Royal Guard, the Archbishop Minstrel, Sura, and the Sorcerer. And for their two added classes, they're gonna go for Rune Knight and Shadow Chaser. Whoa.
Yes, and for Team Sanstoy, they are rocking with that Runite and Shadow Chaser in their lineup too. And of course, the five core classes that we just mentioned. And
Yes,
yes,
here we go.
this is going to be something to look forward to. Of course, we've seen how dangerous the Runite and Shadow Chaser combination can
Yes.
be. And we might see some exceed break plays again coming from the Royal Guards of
Yes.
both teams. But, you know, anything can happen basically.
Yes. Like we're kind of
Mm-hmm.
surprised like the Rune Knight on the previous matches are using Exclude Break on their
Mm-hmm.
matches.
Yes, but hold on to that thought, MG, as both teams are actually just looking forward to actually attacking each other right now. I
Good
saw
pressure.
full throttle coming here from this Shadow Chaser as Team Passions is
Oh,
actually going in and
very low.
attacking Team Sans2 right now. Gates of Hell one by one
RG
to
down. Sura down.
damage and take down Team Sans2. Team Sans2, the last one down is that Maestro as Team Passions was able to take that around perfectly and finished with all members intact basically.
Wow. Like, if you're going to check the positioning of Team Passions, they're very aggressive. Yet, yes, they're very intact as well. The pressure that Shadow Chaser is putting on top of the Royal Guard plus the Sura is really effective. The Sura on a red HP cannot do anything basically. So I think they know what to do on this one. Team Passions taking round one. Wow.
Well, I'm kind of surprised though. I actually didn't see on my screen if that Shadow Chaser used the full throttle. But I believe that Shadow Chaser did because the movement speed it was just so quick.
Yeah.
And you cannot gain the movement speed in Ragnarok Asian Masters without using that full throttle.
Yes.
So at the start of that match, using that full throttle to actually boost up your stats to be able to disable your opponents very quickly at the start. At the round number one, then maybe round number two, we'll be seeing other players or other members of the party use that full throttle to actually deal more damage and to take advantage of the situation in that round. But yeah, what a good play here coming from Passions. Team Passions.
Team Passions. I really like the name, Team Passions. Like they're very passionate on their match. Like they're very coordinated, and I think they're really on the zone for round number one. They know who's to pick off. The movement as well. They're not scattered compared to other guilds that very scattered on the first push. The magnetic earth land protector is really accurate on their spot, and the positioning as well. Like everyone is really positioned on the right spot. The Rune Knight, I really like the positioning of the Rune Knight. He's actually advancing as much as he can to draw attention out of other. Draw attention to the enemies. So really good positioning there coming from Team Passions.
And I actually like the targeting. I'm watching the replay right now of what happened. I actually like the targeting that Team Passions did there in round number one. Just
Mm-hmm.
targeting, of course, the vulnerable members first, then
Yeah.
moved on to the less threat members, you can say,
Yes.
on the side of Team Sansui. But of course, that's just round number one. Team
Yes.
Sansui can probably make a comeback right here because, of course, they are rocking that, you can say, meta lineup here
Meta
in
lineup. Yeah.
Ragnarok Asia Masters. And, they are the same or they have the same lineup as Team Passions right now. So maybe it all depends on strategy, how you work around your opponent and how you deal with your opponent here in this first match can actually become an advantage for you.
Yes.
So it really depends on how they build up, how they strategize, and how they counter the attacks of their opponents. Maybe they were just surprised of the things that Team Passions did in that first round.
Yes, yes. Actually, you're correct about that. And for some reason, Team Sensui didn't push really hard from the respawn point. Like I was actually expecting that Team Sensui will just go on the heal side and we'll just wait there versus Team Passions. But I think there might be like a small, maybe small miscommunication coming from their team, because again the Royal Guard is too exposed on that match, and it's really easy to dispel or to prevent him doing his job to on protecting everyone. So maybe round two, yes, maybe they can actually come back on this one, but let's see on
Yeah,
round number two.
Team Sansu still has a chance because again, that was just round number one. Maybe they were just feeling things out,
Yeah.
because that's how it's supposed to be round number one, feeling things out against her opponent. But of course, losing that round will become a big blow for Team Sansu right here. But let's see what will happen in round two and round number three, since I believe that Shadow Chaser from Team Passions has already
Passions.
committed that full throttle.
Yes. I think if they committed that full throttle on one class, they still have like few classes to use that full throttle. For example, you can actually put your Rune Knight on under pressure at the back lane, preventing like 3 or 4 players doing their job. Then the rest they can actually punish with the Sura. They can actually do that. And again, our match for today is a elimination. So basically, the pressure is really high on the side of Team Sanstui. If they manage to mess things up, it's gonna be a bye bye for them. So they need to
Yes.
talk things out on how to counter Team Passions.
And we know MG how dangerous a Runite using full throttle can be.
Yeah,
We've seen this in, I believe that was day it's either day one or day two of Ragnarok
I
Asia
think that's day
Masters.
two. Yeah, the aggressive
Um,
arcade.
one Runite actually survived in the match,
Yeah,
and he actually took down a lot of members. I think that was a 5 versus 3 situation, I believe. And he actually took down their opponents because again,
yes,
with the right strategy, with the right set of skills
mm-hmm.
in your, or with the right build, you can actually cause a lot of mayhem against your
Exactly,
opponent playing as a rune knight. So maybe it really depends on how these teams build up their characters and how they set up their skill set and how they perform in the game.
exactly. I agree on that one. Again, everything is you can actually do anything technically if you still have the right classes up and running on your side, and with the proper knowledge that you have, you can actually take advantage of the skills of the enemies as well. Like for example, if somebody casted a bragi, you can actually go there and use that bragi against your enemies, something like that.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, if you lost your maestro, the best bet, of course, for
Yeah, you
you to
just
do
go
is
hit.
step on the bragi
Yeah,
or
yeah.
the ensemble or the songs of your opponent.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe if you get the chance, if the maybe the maestro isn't aware enough of what's happening, or
Yeah,
maybe you really step on one cell that the bragi or that a poem is still on.
yeah.
You can probably do a lot of good things.
Yeah, definitely. So again, I mean, it's very technical. Like all of the matches are very technical. All classes is very really hard to pull off. So the players who actually participated for this tournament, definitely they're actually the veterans in their servers. So I can't wait to see more technical stuff from the guilds that joining us tonight.
Yes, of course. As Team Passions is getting ready on my side. How about on your end, MG?
Yeah,
What's
sir.
happening right there?
Yep, right now they're casting their battle chants right now, and the same time we have red HP Sura. Oh, it's green now. Oh, it's
Ooh.
red now. There you go.
Okay, so they are rocking with that low HP Sura. Actually, that Sura earlier from Team Sans too. I saw he's really playing with barely any HP left, like 0 or 1%
Yeah.
HP left. So right now though, Team Passions actually just holding that lower ground here, while Team Sansui actually went up. Team Passions wanting to
There you
push
go.
in. Magnetic Earth getting slowly connected
Dragon's
here as
Breath!
that Sura though. Sura Team Sanstoy went down immediately as you can
Dragon's
see
Breath,
that Rune
two
Knight
down.
of Team Sanstoy is the only one left to deal damage here against Team Passions. But Team
Dragon's
Passions will
Breath,
use that Rune Knight as well to cause
Masquerade.
some mayhem against Team Sanstoy as Team Sanstoy only has that
Oh,
Maestro, and I believe that Shadow Chaser also went down.
yes.
As Team Passions, though.
Wow. The moment that
Wow.
they lost that magnetic earth and land protector, it like Team Passion snowballed on top of Team Sansui. Wow.
Um, well, I kind of like how Team Passions spotted that Sura immediately. As I'm going to watch the replay right now of what went on.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, a lot of things happened at that moment when that magnetic earth connected. I believe Team Sanstoy pushed with that Sura immediately without any support, and
Yep.
it got spotted by Team Passions.
Yeah.
Maybe got dispelled,
Yeah.
then
I think he got
got
dispelled. Yeah.
got hit by that dragon's breath. And I'm going to check it right now as I'm looking here at my
Yeah.
second screen to get a
Ooh.
glimpse of what just went on.
Yeah.
Right. So, MG, what can you say about that match, though?
Um. Well, to be fair, I'm very impressed on how Team Passions executed everything on their side. It seems like everything is calculated on their side. Like they know that Sura will jump. They immediately countered it with a dispel, punishing the Sura right away. Um, then they pushed actually they forced Team Senstui in an edge where they cannot actually regroup and counter on that one. And the same time, they're preventing that sorcerer to do his job on casting those land protectors immediately. And the Shadow Chaser as well. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Shadow Chaser
Well,
immediately jumped at the back, disabling like two players.
mm-hmm.
So good.
And yes,
So good.
it was really a quick push, but that Sura, yeah, that Sura really got dispelled.
Yeah.
So he got spotted. That Sura got spotted immediately as that Sura of Team Sansui went in because he's rocking with that very low HP. Uh, you know, uh, I've said this a lot of times before in the previous streams of Ragnarok Asian Masters.
Mm-hmm.
Playing with a very low HP Sura, it's a glass. You need
Yeah.
to wait for your teammates to commit first before going in yourself. You can't be the first one to go in if you're going to be a glass cannon Sura.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, playing with very low HP to deal more damage. But in that case, the Sura of Team Sanstoy was the one who went in first.
Yeah.
So basically, that caused their downfall, and it just snowballed from there
Yes.
basically for Team
Exactly.
Passions because again, eliminating that Sura removed one threat from Team Sanstoy already. But nevertheless, maybe some miscommunications on the side of Team Sanstoy went on. But it's still a good game, well played. I believe both teams really tried their best. It's just that Team Passions in this
Yes.
match number one got the better of Team Sanstoy.
Yes. It was actually a flawless push there coming from Passions. They actually showed how passionate their Royal Guard, their Minstrel, their Sorcerer, their Sura on doing their job, penetrating the defense of Sanstui. The moment that Sura went down on the side of Team Sanstui, it's I think the defense of their team crumbled, and you know, Passions just taking down one player at a time, punishing the Royal Guard and the rest of the classes down into a win. So a really good push there, and good
Mm-hmm.
coordination. Team Passions. I really like their name, to be honest. Yeah.
Yes, and a good game all played for both teams, but the matches for tonight is still not yet
Yes.
over. We still have three matches that are going to go on. But first, as we are going to wait for our teams to get ready, we are going to head on to a short break. When we come
Yes.
back, it's going to be the match between Backup and
Sorry.
Scythe-like. So stick
Yes.
around, stay tuned, and we'll be right back. Hey guys, we are back at Ragnarok Asia Masters 2023. And sorry it took a while though. LG, how are you doing there?
I'm doing good, to be honest. I'm just doing good. I'm just excited, and I actually saw the replay earlier. Was really impressed. So can't wait for the
Yes.
second match. To be honest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually, for this second match, teams were just prepping up. Of course, they wanted to address all the technical issues that
Yeah.
they had. So that's why it took a bit of a it took a while, but finally we're here. Of
Yeah.
course, teams are now getting ready. They are at the shopping phase of the match, and
Shopping
we'll be
phase.
heading on to the starting point in a bit. But actually, let's talk about this matchup, MG. This is the match between Backup and Sci-Fly. What are your thoughts about this match?
Well, I'm just gonna base this on their names, like team backup. So basically, I'm not. I mean, we're not gonna see like a left out push here, maybe, since the team itself is backup. Site like seems like they're very I think the Sura on site like might be very dangerous versus backup, I think. But
Mhm.
yeah, I think that's my prediction only. Just prediction since they named their guild or team as backup site like yeah. So that's only my prediction. Sura
Yes,
plus
and
versus a coordinated team like backup. Yeah.
yes, and the Soras might be playing with a very low HP as well, but we can never be too sure of what the builds of these Soras will be, and we need to check things out as they happen. But both teams are now ready. They are going to be at the starting point and try and fix up their builds or their final checkups before we start the match. But yeah, both teams are ready and I'm excited to actually see what will happen in match
Yes.
number two.
Yes, same goes here. I'm very excited because again, we're talking about the lineups right now on the side of backup. They're actually using a Shadow Chaser plus a Warlock on their
Mm.
lineup. So a different style of aggression on this one. So I'm very excited on how will they maximize the Warlock for this round or for this match.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, on the side of Scythe though, they are rocking with that mechanic
Ooh,
and ranger for their wildcard classes. Of course, they still have the five necessary classes and the
necessary.
core
Yeah.
classes that we mentioned a lot of times: the Maestro, Archbishop, Sorcerer, Sura, and Royal Guard. Of course, those are the core classes for a reason because you can't really be that balanced without having those classes.
Yes. Basically,
Mm-hmm.
yes. Like
Yeah,
the main
but of course you can go all out like what we've seen before in season one. We've seen a Ranger
Ranger.
only without Asura in season one, but right now we'll be seeing these teams actually check each other out in round number one. For Sci-Fi, they are actually using their Sura to scout because again they are not rocking with a Shadow Chaser in their lineup.
Yes. Okay. I think a
Mm-hmm.
quick engagement here
Oops!
coming from
Ooh!
Side like re-engaging right now, pushing the back lane of backup. Backup right now is losing members one by one, and that Ranger causing massive damage on the side of backup, and it's a Ranger danger. Oof.
Yes, as Scythe, I believe already took round number one very, very quickly right there.
Yes. Oof. Quick
Now,
push there.
what a quick match, I believe. Actually, maybe backup isn't that ready to deal against Scythe, or they didn't expect Scythe to be there, that quickly and wipe them out. But again,
Yes.
they tanked a lot of damage. That Sura just went in. I'm not sure. I'm not really sure what the plan of that Sura. What's the plan of that Sura from backup? He just went
Maybe.
in. He
Yeah.
got hit, and basically that was the end for the Sura of backup right there.
Maybe I think on the side of backup, he's trying to do a maybe a counter curse circle in order for his teammates to to regroup. Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think the side like was really eager on pushing backup. So that's why backup actually paddled back really bad, and they got stuck at near to their spawn point. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. And now both teams are actually, or Sci-Flag is just actually scouting the map to see if there's a person left waiting or just hiding here.
Yeah. Okay.
And yeah, just navigating to the map, and just checking things out, of course.
Yes. We want to make sure that they're gonna announce who's gonna be the winner for this one before we
Mm-hmm.
proceed to the next match.
Yeah, maybe there's still someone left who's just hiding right there.
Yeah.
So that's why the match isn't over just yet. I'm not sure what that member of backup can do with
Did they just use like a full throttle on the first push?
I actually didn't see if they actually used a full throttle right there.
Because they in like few seconds they're actually in front of the respawn point immediately on the side
Mm-hmm.
of backup.
Yes, but right now though, they're still scouting. All teams are or the cyclist is still just scouting the map.
Yeah.
And yeah, with their full lineup, maybe backup is just trying to delay some time, maybe fixing some things up,
Yeah.
with
That's a good
their
strat
equipment.
though. That's a good strat. Like,
Mm-hmm.
just buy some time for the meantime and prepare for the second match.
Yes, and we're not really sure what's going on right here, but 4 minutes left in our timer. And let's actually take this opportunity to talk about what happened right now, the MG.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, that Sura of backup just went in blindly. She just went in like he just walked in, basically. Had
Yeah.
that round, or this round, and I believe he doesn't have any headgears on, or maybe he doesn't have any equipment on. So maybe he wants to change it quickly. That's why he just went in and got eliminated
Yeah.
by himself. So or maybe that they made the wrong call for that
Well,
one. So
yeah,
yeah.
maybe. Yeah, maybe. But again, maybe he's just trying to save his teammates as well. Maybe. You know.
Okay, so round is over though.
Yeah.
It's over.
Oof. Quick match.
All right. So yeah, it was a really quick pick off coming from what do you call this?
Sight like.
Team Sci-Flight or Sci-Flight. Because again, I'm not really sure what went on right there because they just got eliminated really really quickly. I didn't even see any other members try and retaliate
Mm-hmm.
against what Sci-Flight did. They just got scattered all over while they were there at the starting point. So maybe they are not yet done preparing, or they just wanted to feel how Southlight or Sci-Flight will will attack.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, on the side of backup, it's really hard to like react properly if your opponent is gonna use full throttle, and especially if you're on that situation, because that situation earlier is really tough on the side of backup. Basically, they are stuck on like a 4 or 5 cell choke point, so it's
Mm-hmm.
really hard to maneuver, especially your royal guard. If you're planning, if the royal guard is gonna save you, he's gonna immediately sacrifice or devil the player who's actually in front, because basically he wants to save as much as he can on that one, in order for his teammates to reset or reload on how to counter initiate site like. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
again, I think the Sura on the side of backup did his best on how to maybe do a counter curse circle to save everyone, but apparently Sitek was very in zone on that push, killing everyone, and again the Ranger danger causing massive damage on the side of backup as well. So
Well,
yeah,
you know that sort of backup, I can't really say if he did anything there because he just got
maybe
he just got wiped.
maybe
He
maybe
just got
yeah
wiped immediately though.
yeah.
But yeah, maybe he's just trying to feel things out, of course, and maybe the whole team of backup is basically just trying to feel
They got
things out for now in
surprised.
that round.
Like they got surprised really bad there.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it's really hard to react if your opponents is in front of you like 1 to 2 or 3 seconds after the gate opens, So I think the lesson here is you need to have like a plan B if ever that's gonna happen again. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
You said the gates of hope, the gates open. Is it the gates of hell?
Gates of hell. No. Yeah.
Yeah, because the Sura without GOH, if you have a very low HP, basically it deals more damage because it
Yeah.
scales with your HP, or Gates of Hell scales with your with how low your HP is.
Yes. Exactly.
And yeah, we are just in our shopping phase. And the round number one finished really, really quickly though, MG.
Yeah.
And I'm really looking forward to match number two. Maybe when backup is more prepared this time. Or
Yeah.
maybe they know what Scythe-like is actually going to do. So maybe they have more time to prepare themselves for that and retaliate here in round number two. Or maybe Scythe-like is really too much to handle for backup. That's why, in the first round, they got beaten very quickly. And maybe round two will not be that different from round number one. So we'll
Yes.
see in round number two.
Yes. And I think if backup is gonna be aware on what's the lineup of site like, if you're going to check this the lineup of site like, number one, they have a very low HP Sura. So that's they can actually insta kill that Sura right away if they have if they can zone it properly. Second, they have a very squishy class. The second squishy class is the Ranger as well. So
Mhm.
if they can land those easy pushes, especially they're rocking a Warlock, like a single target burst damage, either they can eliminate the Sura or the Ranger immediately
Mhm.
on that initiation. So if they can land a two quick skills like their Sura plus the Warlock, that's gonna be -2 on the side of Sight like. So they can actually force a 7v5 scenario immediately versus Sight like. So I think backup needs to have like a bit of confidence and doing that quick push as well because their lineup has the capability on punishing the lineup of a site like, which is they have multiple squishy players.
Yes, and actually for the lineup of backup though, we haven't seen them utilize their lineup in round number one because again, it was a quick attack coming from Scythe like, and they just really got wiped out. But here in round number two, we might see this Warlock actually, pull things off for backup.
Yeah.
Because again, they are rocking with that Warlock. They can go for that Curse Circle play.
Yeah.
You don't really necessarily need to play with a very low HP Sura this time. Maybe catching them with a Curse Circle will actually do you better or be better in
Yeah.
that scenario. Or maybe you can play with half HP and see how things go from there. Because again, it's a matter of you how you deal damage, who is your target, and how much damage you can deal with half HP.
Yes.
But right now, though, we might see some new things here or some new plays coming from Team Backup because again, it's not necessarily the same type of thing or same type of
Yes.
meta that we've seen in Ragnarok Asian
Yes.
Master Season 2 that most players are really rocking with that Rune Knight and Shadow Chaser.
Exactly.
Right now, Shadow Chaser plus the Warlock. Warlock can use that White Imprison to cancel someone out, to disable someone out. If that Archbishop of Scythe-like is not aware of that person getting imprisoned, you can cancel that with stats recovery. But if he's not aware and that person or that player is stuck with imprisoned,
Mm-hmm.
it will be difficult for Sci-Fi to actually
Exactly.
move with only 6 players.
Yes, exactly. And at the same time, this is an elimination round. Like, if you need to pull your ace cards on how to win, this is the right time to pull those cards right now. Because again, we are stuck on a 0-1. Sightlike is on the lead. And right now, Sightlike is moving at the north side now. And
Ooh.
backup is trying to fall back on that one. And an
Oh my
arrow
goodness, bro.
shower.
An Arrow Storm, Suicide
Arrow storm.
Destruction landing on
Whoa!
4. Oh my goodness.
Whoa.
What a nice suicidal destruction here coming from Scythe-like.
Yeah. And again, let me correct myself there. That's an arrow storm connecting to like those core players immediately. Plus another combo, a suicidal destruction connecting to 4 players immediately. Wow.
Uh, that was a quick match as well. Uh, I'm a, I'm at a loss for words. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know what to say because at the start of that match, because team
Yeah.
backup was they were all piled up in one spot. An arrow storm caused a lot of damage. Someone
Yes.
went down.
Yep.
Someone went down. Maybe it was that Warlock, I believe, went
Yes, I think the
down.
Warlock.
I'm going to
Yeah.
check
Warlock
in
or Shadow
the
Chaser.
replay in just a bit, but someone went down from team backup at the first arrow storm. Then a perfect landing of that suicidal destruction, landing on 4, taking down all of them, and maybe 3. And then Gates of Hell to take down that one member who didn't get caught by that suicidal destruction. So yeah, wow, what a huge play here coming from Scythe. Like,
Yes, like I think the lineup of site like actually pressured backup on how they play. I think they're not expecting that they're gonna see a ranger on the lineup as well.
mm-hmm.
They're very they're trying to avoid the ranger as much as they can. So that's why the spacing earlier was really nice on the side of backup. But again, the range of that arrow storm connecting to several players, I think they called for a quick paddle back there. And again, you have 2 mobile classes that they have on their lineup on the side of side tech. They have the mechanic, they have the Sura. So basically, those 2 players or those 2 classes can actually catch up back up, unprepared. So the moment that they saw they paddle back on a like a very tight spot without any hesitation, they casted that as Weasel Destruction. Then for the rest of the players, a quick GH or Gates of Hell, and yeah,
Yes, and
wow.
actually, I just saw a quick replay of what happened. Basically, at the first arrow storm, the maestro went down.
Oh, okay, okay,
The maestro of backup went down. Then we actually didn't see that on stream, but that suicidal destruction landed perfectly. So you need to wait for the highlights for that one to actually to actually see that
okay.
happen.
So at
But
least,
yeah,
at
that
least,
was a good one though.
at least we're not
That was
missing
a good
any
one.
few cells to land us Weasel Destruction for today. That's good. That's a good sign.
Yeah, it was really at that choke point at the starting point of backup where they landed that suicidal destruction. But yeah, that's a good game, well played. Some
Yeah.
quick matches we had right there. But again, that's 2-0 in favor of Sci-Fi. And
Yes.
yeah, that's it for match number 2. Match number 3 is
Yeah. Match number 3. It's gonna be
coming up in just a bit.
yeah, it's gonna be Constantia versus Resonance, guys. And here's our bracket. Yeah. So Team
All right.
Passions and Team Sightlike is gonna move on the second round. Yeah. Okay. Oof. Oh, I think this is the match that you've been waiting. Constantia versus Resonance.
Yes, actually, I've been waiting for this match to, to happen because again, I've said earlier that Constantia was According
What's
to their
what's the meaning
guild
of
profile.
yeah.
Yeah, they were a group of friends or a small scale startup guild focused on sharing best practices in game. So I'm kind of curious on how
Audience.
they connect with one another to to
Oh.
perform in this tournament.
Oh, okay. Okay, interesting. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. All
Yeah.
right. And what do you think about this next match though, MG?
Constantia versus Resonance. Yeah, I'm actually excited as well on this one since we saw a good performance on our second round. Like on our first round, Team Passions is really dominating the match, and on the second round, Sight Like, I think
Mm-hmm.
Sight Like is on the side of GGL, right? They're very dominant on that round, and right now Constantia versus Resonance, it's really hard to decide like or who's to
Well,
I mean to predict who's gonna win
Well, we
this one.
haven't seen these teams
Yeah.
play yet, so it's really hard to predict on who will be taking this match. But yeah, we'll be finding out in
Yep.
just a bit as the teams are getting some final setups done right now.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to head on to a short break, a very, very short one. When we come back, it's going to be Constantia versus Resonance. So sit
Resonance.
back, stay tuned, and we'll be right back. And we are back here at Ragnarok Asian Masters 2023. And now this is match number 3.
Yes.
All right. So who are our competitors for today again, MG, or for this match number 3?
Yes, for our match number 3, we have Constantia versus Resonance. That's going to be our third match for today. Let's go.
Yes. All right. So let's actually proceed again with our expectations. All right, MG. Let's just take a look at their lineup and proceed with our expectations from here
Okay.
on out.
Okay.
We don't know how they play yet because again, this is just round number 1 of the tournament, and now we are taking a look at their lineup to see who can actually take advantage of another. So MG, let's start with you.
Okay. Actually, I'm on the side of Constantia right now. What I can say about their lineup is it's actually well-rounded for me. They're very well-rounded in a sense of leaning towards to a burst side.
Mm.
Yeah.
So more of a glass type of
Yeah.
gameplay. So you're expecting mostly a glass type of gameplay.
Yes.
So for Team Resonance, I can see right here that this is the well-rounded
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
gameplay
Fair
or
enough.
well-rounded lineup. So we all know what it is. Of course, I can say it right now. They're rocking with a Rune Knight and a Shadow Chaser in the lineup.
Oh.
So this is a the common meta for Ragnarok Asian Masters. We've seen this type of or this lineup win a lot of matches.
I think even on the
So
championship on season 1. Season 1, I think on the championship they use actually the Rune Knight and the Shadow Chaser as well, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So
yeah, but some of them are using Warlocks as well. But yeah,
yeah.
this is actually the common meta in Ragnarok Asia Masters. So we might be seeing some different things later on. Of course, they can change their lineup as
Yes.
we go through the rounds. But again, this is going to be an interesting lineup. I actually saw the lineup of Constantia as well. So this is going to be quite an interesting battle.
Yep. I think with the lineup of Constantia right now, with the aggression, if they can actually put or if they can land those high DPS skills on top of Resonance, I think they can succeed on this one. So yeah.
Yes, all right. As we are now at the starting point, and so someone told me they're looking forward to my hand hand movement on stream.
The trademark.
Hello,
Let's go. Hello. Let's
All
go.
right.
Hello.
They're actually looking for my hand movement in game. Okay, so
Nice.
we all know when I explain things, I use my hands a lot. But yeah, okay.
It's
Glad
James,
to have someone
quote-unquote trademark.
watch my hand movements as well. All right, so let's head on to the match. Enough
Yes.
about my hand movements. We'll be seeing more of that later on.
Yeah.
But yeah, MG, talk about the lineup of Constantia right now.
Yes. Okay, guys. We are on the side of Constantia. Right now, they're actually using the 5-4 classes, which is the Royal Guard. I'm about to say mechanic. Royal Guard, Archbishop, Sorcerer, Minstrel, and yes, I think the Sura. And there are two classes that they added for this lineup. Is gonna be Ranger and Mechanic. Ooh.
And yeah, it is going to be a glass kind of build, you can
Yeah.
say. But if they can land those things perfectly, that's the same lineup that Sci-Fly rocked earlier on.
Yeah.
So they were playing with a ranger and a mechanic as well. And you know how they landed those shots against backup in match number 2. It finished very very quickly. But again, you need to take advantage of the map. Sci-Fly did that in round number 2 of match number 2.
Yeah.
You know, that choke point near the starting point, they really took advantage of that one. And you know, you just really need to know how to target and to use your skills against your opponents. But here on the side of Resonance though, I'm going to talk about their lineup. I already told you a while ago that they are rocking with a Runite and a Shadow Chaser as their wildcard classes. So
Yes.
um, Resonance is going to have a very well-rounded build. Again, they are going to use that Rune Knight to harass their opponents, like what we've seen a couple of
Yes.
times before. And for Constantia, they just need to dispel and land a perfect shot against maybe that low HP Sura or their opponents who are not actually, playing with their team. So they need to land those dispels and arrow storms perfectly along with the connection of their other party members or other teammates.
Yes, I agree with that. And yeah, right now Constantia is they're actually moving really slow, or they're not actually moving on this one.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're just trying to wait, and they're playing really defensively on this.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
As actually, um, Resonance is on the move right now to scout things out. Constantia is just doing the same as well, but they might actually encounter each other at an awkward spot. But both teams are just playing defensively. They don't want to commit immediately, because again, Resonance is playing with the Rune Knight in their lineup. Of course, that will be the first one who will go in Dragon's Breath, like we've seen a couple of times before.
Yeah.
And that Sura will be the second
Okay.
one who goes in and targets someone with that Gates of Hell. And let's see how Constantia counters that. Magnetic
go.
Earth is now connected.
Dragon's
Dragon's Breath will connect on members of Constantia. Shadow Formation actually landed on that sorcerer, but
They're
actually
moving out?
they actually
Gates of Hell?
removed that Shadow Formation as well. But Magnetic Earth got casted. Arrow Storms will land on Resonance as well. Gates of Hell to take
Oh!
one down. That mechanic went down as well as Constantia
They lost a
will
lot.
get heavily taken down here by Resonance. Exceed Break as well to add on to the damage that Resonance dealt against Constantia.
Wow. Like, I think on the side of, I think both teams right now is just trying to they're still trying to, how do you call that? Like that they're trying to test first. Who's gonna initiate, or are they gonna be playing defensive, or are we gonna play defensive? It's something like that on Constantia and Resonance. But again, when Resonance managed to connect like few skills, I think that that made their confidence up and running, and snowballed into Constantia. Good push there.
Actually, I was expecting that to happen for the Rune Knight to just immediately go in.
Yeah.
Like I said, that Rune Knight will just harass the whole enemy team. Especially when they're all crumpled up in one spot. That Dragon's Breath will land the whole team. That Royal Guard who's actually using sacrifice on their members will need to, consume potions and whatnot. But of course, that Rune Knight is just there to harass. Followed by that Sura who will go in, use that Gates of Hell to deal damage to one member. Take someone out, then followed by another Gates of Hell to maybe take another member. Like what we've seen very briefly, actually, a Gates of Hell against that mechanic and is that Maestro? I'm going to watch a bit of a replay here at the side. So, what do you think about that round number 1, MG?
Well, again, I think they're trying to try to check if the opponent is gonna be aggressive or what, and from there they're planning to react from it. So I think Resonance got the answer from Constantia on that one, so that's why Resonance pushed their aggression towards Constantia. Constantia, the moment that they paddle back, then I think the members got scattered, and that's the time that the Royal Guard is having a hard time on sustaining everyone, plus the Archbishop. So I think they need to move as one, and well, I think they should be playing aggressive. If I'm gonna be on their shoes, since they have a really high DPS classes on their lineup, they should be the one who's initiating those pushes.
Well, like what I've seen here from this, from the replay, is that Constantia didn't actually push in with that Sura. or they weren't that well coordinated that time in round number one.
Mm-hmm.
That Sura of Constantia was actually the first one to land that Gates of Hell.
Yeah,
He
exactly.
targeted that Sorcerer of Resonance. But no dispels came off, or no dispels coming from Resonance, or from the Sorcerer of Constantia at that time. So that's why, that the Royal Guard just tanked the damage that Sorcerer
Yeah.
received, basically. And, they all backed up at one time.
Mm-hmm.
And that mechanic was supposed to use that suicidal destruction. But again, the counter attack that Resonance did, he masked that mechanic before actually,
Yes.
landing something.
Yes.
So yeah, what a great play coming from Resonance, just countering what Constantia was doing, and then making sure to scout things out before doing before committing to the fight.
Yeah.
And that initial shadow formation at the start kind of threw off
Mm-hmm.
Constantia a little bit right there. Because again, if you deal damage to that Shadow Chaser, whoever he targeted that Shadow Formation on, that Sorcerer, I believe, was the target.
Mm-hmm.
If you actually attack that Shadow Chaser, again, Gates of Hell against a Shadow Chaser, I believe your own Sorcerer will go down as well.
Yes. And earlier as well, on the side of Constantia, I think Constantia or Datsura managed to draw attention. Because again, he landed the first hit on that first match. So basically, majority of the attention of Resonance is towards to the Sura. That gave an opportunity for that mechanic to, attack or land that Suicidal Destruction, but he didn't take that push for Resonance. So again I think Constantia should be putting the pressure. Again, they have like 3 burst DPS classes right now on their lineup. Either one of those classes can actually penetrate or put pressure as well. Because if you're going to check the Rune Knight of Resonance, he's not actually like fronting and putting pressure that much on the positioning. So I think Constantia should revisit their strategy and take the initiative on pushing, because again their class is very deadly. They have the Ranger Danger, they have the Suicidal Destruction, they have the Gates of Hell available on their tooltip. So let's see. Hopefully they can
Yes.
actually push that.
Well, I agree with you there, MG, that Constantia should take the initiative in this fight. Again, they are playing with a glass build, a glass lineup. Shadow Chaser, Ranger, or rather, Mechanic, Ranger plus that Sura.
Yeah.
Landing that initial hit maybe with the with that Arrow Storm, plus followed by that Suicidal Destruction, or Suicidal Destruction first, followed by that Arrow Storm, can actually cause a lot of damage against a Resonance right here. Because again, you just need to take out that Royal Guard
Yeah.
with that maybe that Suicidal Destruction, followed by an Arrow Storm, removing that Defender, maybe that Royal Guard has that skill. And, just landing those hits against the members or other members of Resonance with that Gates of Hell, and slowly but surely securing the victory for your team.
Yes.
But if they actually don't make it happen, they can back up for a bit, wait for the right spot to actually land that Suicidal Destruction. A lot of things can happen. It can go both ways, but Resonance, I believe, they are prepared to counter what Constantia has in store for them.
Yes. You cannot play defensively with an offensive team, basically. So if you're gonna be an offensive team, just go all in for your offense.
Mm-hmm. And right now, though, I can see here Constantia is just waiting for Resonance to push in. And again, like what I've said earlier, they are going to use and utilize this choke point, but some Dragon's Breath once again, plus the Shadow Formation on that mechanic, though. That mechanic of Constantia is actually getting caught here by that Shadow Chaser, but Suicidal Destruction landed on Resonance, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, the damage is not enough.
Who actually took most of the damage right there.
Yeah, actually, the Royal Guard tanked the damage there on that Suicidal Destruction. The Suicidal Destruction connected to like 4 players, but I think the Royal Guard managed to secure those 4 players immediately. So yeah. Oof.
Mm-hmm. it was a good play coming from
Yeah, it's a good
Constantia.
play. Yeah.
Again, utilizing that map, but apparently they couldn't make it work because again, that Dragon's Breath or that Runite is there to harass
Yeah.
the whole team. Plus, followed by that Shadow Chaser to just, deal more debuffs, deal more harassment to your opponents. Shadow Formation on that mechanic earlier. For some reason, that mechanic just followed that Shadow Chaser. Not really landing that suicidal immediately at that choke point to may probably stop the push of
Mm-hmm.
Resonance or deal more damage against Resonance right there. But yeah, it was a valiant effort coming from Constantia. But yeah, they couldn't make it work in round number two as well. It's a good game, well played, and
Yes.
Resonance, like what I said, that they just have they are just ready to counter what Constantia has in store for them.
Yes. Again, I just want to go back on the side of Constantia. I think Constantia has a really good idea on how to utilize the map. When you mentioned as well that choke point as well, yes, I agree. That choke point is very nice to set up your trap. Again, they're putting like vacuums as well. And the same time, most of their players are very ready to cast their skills because again, definitely on the side of Resonance, they're gonna be like a hesitation on their side if they're gonna go in because again, they can actually be affected by the Arrow Storm as well if they're gonna go in one by one. Yeah. So maybe that's why Constantia forced that issue on that choke point. But again, on the side of Constantia, majority of the players that they have, especially that mechanic, the mechanic is super exposed on that spot wherein the Shadow Chaser managed to hit that mechanic and disable it for like few seconds. And the moment that that mechanic has that free movement, he immediately went in, um, landing that suicidal destruction. But apparently, majority of their his teammates are very scattered, so there's no follow up on that one. Well, again,
Yes.
good idea, good effort, and it's just you know it's a matter of like a bit of follow up. They can actually make that small follow up on that suicidal distraction. Things can be different on the side of Constantia.
Well, yeah, it's just that Resonance just got the upper hand
Yeah.
at that match because again they were prepared to counter everything that Constantia is going to bring them. But yeah, it was a good match coming from both teams, and apparently the place couldn't work at that time.
Yeah.
But match four is going to be starting in just a bit. Teams are just getting ready.
Yes.
It's going to take a bit right here, but again, we are going to get ready for match number four. It's going to be between Ultra versus Immunity.
Immunity. Yes.
It's going to be a very interesting match because the team names sound
Like
deadly.
yeah.
All right, it's
Yes.
Ultra versus Immunity.
Immunity.
Okay.
Yes.
But anyway, we are going to be taking a short break. When we come back, it's going to be match number four. And yeah, so stick around, stay tuned, and we'll be back in just a bit. Hello, guys, and welcome back to Ragnarok Asia Masters 2023. Again, this is going to be match number 4 for tonight. This is going to be the last round or last match for this round of the eliminations. MG, uh, expectations. Of course, we have two teams who have very dangerous names.
Dangerous names, yeah. I think like how they put their names on their guild or their team is like, okay, we're gonna be the ultra guild or team here,
Well, it's
and
Ultra versus
immunity,
Immunity.
like we're immune to
All right.
ultra, so yeah.
Okay, so we might be seeing some unique plays coming from these teams as well, because again, this is going to be the last round for our last match for the eliminations. This is match number 4
Yes.
for tonight, and immunity. I wonder how
Immunity.
they will play. Will they be playing defensively, and will Ultra be playing the aggressive or the offensive one, the offensive type of gameplay? So I can't wait to find out. And we have some interesting lineups. An interesting lineup coming from Immunity right here. And I took a bit of a glimpse here at the lineup of Ultra.
Yeah.
So both have interesting lineups,
No hand
and
gesture for the
we'll
interesting.
be talking more about that in
Yeah.
a bit, MG, as we move on later to the starting point.
Yes.
But yeah, interesting,
Yes.
interesting.
Interesting. Yes. Finally. Yeah.
Okay,
Let's
yeah,
go.
yeah. I wonder why people are looking forward to the hand movements as well, because
Yeah.
MV doesn't do a lot of hand movements. Yeah.
Well, to be fair, James, like I've been watching your community streams as well. You do a lot of that. So yeah.
Well,
I mean, you're getting
hand
famous about
movements
it,
so
man.
far.
Yeah.
All right, but yeah, it's how you how 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 you express something. All
Express.
right,
Let's go.
how you express something,
Let's
how
go.
you bring more depth to your words,
How to
basically. So
express.
if you actually see me casting, I'm also using some hand movements, all right?
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll leave it. We'll leave that kind of casting next time. We'll leave that kind of you know um
Yeah, maybe
camera
maybe we
caster
yeah.
camera in game
Maybe
next
we
time.
can
Yeah.
actually. I think we have that before. I think people saw you in doing that. So yeah.
Oh yeah, a lot of hand movements though.
Yeah,
A lot
yeah,
of hand
yeah,
movements and the water drinking, of course.
yeah.
But yeah,
Yes.
okay. Let's move on to the starting point right now, MG. What can you see right there on your side?
Yes. Okay, I let me just. I think that they're still waiting for one member on their side.
All
Yeah.
right. So let me actually just talk about what's here on my end. Okay. So
Oh, I think that they're
uh,
complete now. Yeah.
yeah, this side reconnected as well. So we are going to wait for them a little bit. Maybe they encountered a little bit of a technical difficulty.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they, restarted and made sure they are not going to, have the bitter end in this match.
Yes, I agree.
All right.
Oof. Last match
Okay.
for
So for those of you guys who are watching right now, please do like and share our stream. I know you're all looking forward to who will we make up the top 16 teams of our tournament. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're doing the some last minute checks about their items and the same time on their buffs as well. Again, this is the elimination round. You want to make sure that everything is working on your side because again, once you fail to win, fail to win on this one, you're gonna be eliminated. So you need to
Mm-hmm.
properly check everything.
Mm-hmm. Well, once you fail, you bail. You go out.
Oh, no no
Basically.
buyouts, no buyouts
All
on
right.
this. Like
Okay.
if you're gonna win it,
So
yeah.
there's only a minimal room for error,
Yeah.
basically. Because again, you don't want to have those simple or little mistakes because they can mean a lot, especially in a high stake tournament like this one. Uh, one small movement or
One cell.
one
I can say
one
like one,
mistake or
like
one
few
cell,
cell, few
a few
cells.
cells, just maybe a one front slide difference. All
Yeah.
right. So maybe if you are encountering some technical difficulties, if you're lagging for a little bit, it's better to just reconnect. Maybe fix things out before the start of the match. Let the GMs know in game on what's happening, on how you're feeling.
Yeah,
you,
that's it. That's
you wanna
actually true.
rant you wanna rant to GMs as well on how you are experiencing some technical difficulties. But
Yes.
yeah, um this is going to be quite an interesting battle because I believe these teams are really prepared to give it their all. They want to show that they are going to be the last team to make up the top 16 of Ragnarok Asia Masters 2023.
Yes. Ultra versus Immunity. Oh.
All
Okay.
right.
I think they still okay. I think they're okay now.
Yes. All right. So let's head on to the starting point, MG. Okay. So talk about the lineup, MG. What do you have right there?
Yes, on the side of Ultra, they're rocking the 5 core classes. The Royal Guard, Archbishop, the Sorcerer, the Sura, and the Minstrel, and their 2 random class or wild card class is the Shadow Chaser plus the Mechanic. Let's go.
Mm-hmm. And for the side though of immunity, they are playing the more aggressive lineup right now. They have this mechanic and ranger in the lineup. So this is the
Ooh.
third time for today or for tonight that we've seen this kind of lineup. We've seen this in match number 2, match number 3, and match number 4. So yeah, so is this going to become the new meta?
Well, I mean to be fair, like on the third day, majority of the players are going for the RK standard Shadow Chaser. But for the fourth day, we're seeing a lot of changes. We're seeing
Mhm.
warlocks, we're seeing rangers as well. So that's kind of good. Like it only shows how how experienced the players are using different classes. And I think they're using those classes to counter other classes as well.
Mhm. Well, a lot more versatility in the lineup of these two teams or these teams we have for today, but the match is starting and Immunity will immediately take the high ground right here while Ultra is at the low ground. They are going to probably wait for Immunity to give up their spot and to actually, have the advantage in this match.
Yes. For this one, I think on the side of Ultra, they need to set the tempo as fast as they can, or as much as they can, because again, they have those 3 classes available to punish down on the
Mhm.
immunity on this one. And immunity, yes, I think they're just perfectly defending on this one. Okay, quick
Oh,
side with the Sora,
front
front
slide.
slide.
Oh, oh no, no,
Oh
no,
no no
they,
no!
they backed away. He backed away though. Arrow Storms will connect, but they have that Numa
Here
on
we
Gates
go.
of Hell. Immunity landed in that Gates of Hell against that Sura of Ultra. And
Wow.
I'm not really sure what happened right there, but maybe that Arrow Storm did a lot of
Yes,
damage or that Suicidal Destruction landed?
I think that arrow storm actually landed quickly. I
Mm-hmm.
mean,
But
we
Shadow
didn't.
Chaser
Yeah.
of Ultra is still alive. He's trying to run away. Shadow Formation, Lex Eterna, but no damage output to try and take out that Shadow Chaser. And Shadow Formation, of course, will just it's like reflect basically, but
Yes.
you're pointing it out to your target of Shadow Formation.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a really fast initiation coming from Ultra, but I think Ultra got scattered at the middle of that push. And then Immunity just saw that opportunity and just capitalized by putting their Ranger on DPS plus their Sura on the ground, making sure that everyone is getting punished by them. Wow.
Well, I'm not actually sure on what happened, but I saw that Sura just go in, try to target someone down. But that Sura of immunity actually dealt with the Sura
Mm-hmm.
from Ultra who went in. Gates of Hell landed on a target from immunity, but I believe there was a sacrifice or devotion on that unit.
Yeah.
And basically, our storms landed. I didn't see where the mechanic of immunity went.
I think he got picked off immediately. The moment that he jumped, I think the Sura and the rest of the immunity is prepared to hit that mechanic.
Mm-hmm.
And again, there's
Yes.
no support system on the side of mechanic during that time. So basically, he's just jumping there all alone. So I think that's a good recognition on the side of immunity that they can actually punish that mechanic right away.
Uh-huh. But yeah, actually, I actually saw what happened right there. Uh, Arrow storms followed by damage from that Royal Guard Exceed break, and I believe that Sorcerer dealt some damage as well to Ultra
Mm-hmm.
because Magnetic Earth was at a different spot at that time, and that actually took out most of the members of Ultra right there.
Oh,
But yeah, they actually survived that Arrow storm. Suicidal Destruction didn't land on
land.
the side of immunity right there or ultra right there, and the same time with immunity I believe they didn't get caught with a suicidal destruction as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, both suicidal destructions or both mechanics weren't able to push out or dish out their supposed damage. But good thing for immunity though is they countered that push from Ultra.
Yeah.
They managed to spot what's going on, and they played in a defensive style and waited for the right opportunity to attack.
Yeah.
Because again, if that mechanic from Ultra landed that suicidal destruction, he was at a perfect spot right there. Front slide, one suicidal destruction could actually end it, but he got taken out
Yes.
immediately, and yeah, and the rest followed
Yes.
after that one.
And I think it's an easy read on the side of immunity as well. If you're going to check the positioning earlier on Ultra versus immunity, I think the fact that the mechanic has like a huge gap on his teammates during that push, it only means that um you know that's the one way on how Ultra is gonna play this game. Basically, they're
Mm-hmm.
just aiming for a suicidal destruction and that's it. I think that's their plan A. But I think if they're gonna play it on the second round, they should, I think, go for a curse circle first, then a suicidal destruction, just to be safe that they can land it perfectly. For me,
Yeah, that's the safest way to put it.
yeah,
But again, if you want to use that curse circle play, you need to land it on both the Sura and the Sorcerer in order for you to not get picked off immediately
yeah,
as you go in.
that's true.
And you need to have that Royal Guard pushing in with you because you can't have that devotion or that sacrifice disconnected. It really matters on how you coordinate your moves and play with your team. But again, maybe Ultra has something in mind or
Yeah,
some play they want to execute at round number one. So that's why those plays didn't actually work out for them.
yeah,
But yeah, I gotta give props to Immunity though for actually spotting that mechanic, really going in front slide. Of course, if that suicidal destruction again, if that suicidal destruction landed, it would
yeah,
have been dangerous for Immunity.
yes. And again, I think because we keep on seeing that like most of our mechanics right now for season 2, they're actually missing like few cells in order for them to connect into that on that core group, right? I
Mm-hmm.
think the teams should be playing it on a most efficient level, that they should just capture first the a group, then land that suicidal destruction. So basically just do the basic strategy first, because again, it's really hard to just land a suicidal destruction on a group if you don't know if they have like a sacrifice or devotion on
Mm-hmm.
top of them. So it's really hard to guess sometimes. So I think the best way or the basic way to do that is just land a curse circle first, dispel, then suicidal destruction.
Well,
And
but basically, you really can't have
yeah,
all of your teammates commit on a single play because again, uh, it's really hard to pull off if you think about it.
Yeah.
If your opponent is a little bit scattered, you can't really land that curse circle plus suicidal destruction. You can only deal so much damage, and you can only disable a few members because you really need to target your opponents with that curse circle. So, in order for a team or a player to do that, you need to have scouts,
Yes.
and you need to be quick in spotting your opponents. And you need to make sure that your opponents are not going to counter what you are going to do because again, the predictions of these teams are on point. They know what to do in different situations. They know how to deal with their opponents when the odds are not in their favor. We've seen this type of play several in several of the previous matches
Yes.
we spectated before, where only the Royal Guard was the one who finished off everything for their team.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's going to be different for most cases, but again, you just need to predict what your opponents will do. You just need to coordinate with your team well. And I think that will be the key to victory as round number 2 of
Here we
match
go.
number 4 is going to start. MG, let's have that. Let's go. In 3, 2, 1.
Let's go. Here we go.
All right. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Ultra is actually at the lower part of that, or in the middle of the map, while they are waiting for immunity at the top,
Yes.
on top of that hill. So they are positioned at one side. Arrow storms will connect though, but
Ooh.
no one actually got taken out there. They have that
Yes.
Numa on the floor in order for them to not really get caught by that arrow storm, as Ultra is going to back away to make sure they really don't take that much damage.
Yes, and I really like how Immunity is playing this. Again, they are sitting on the high ground, and that Ranger is very protected on the side of their Royal Guard, plus the Archbishop, plus that Sorcerer, so he can actually just range out the members of Ultra here. And right now, Immunity is
But
trying
hold on
to
to that
move
thought,
forward
though.
now.
Immunity, Gates
Oh.
of Hell actually landed. Oh, Suicidal Destruction coming from Immunity,
Ooh.
though. A perfect Suicidal Destruction coming from Immunity, landing on 4
The
members
spells?
of Ultra. They
Oh.
got eliminated. Gates of Hell to finish off that Sorcerer. Shadow Chaser and Archbishop left for Ultra right here. Faint Bobs. Gates of Hell will connect on that Shadow Chaser, and the only one left is that Archbishop who ran away in the opposite direction, as Immunity landed that Suicidal Destruction perfectly. I didn't actually see that happen.
Yeah,
I didn't see that mechanic push in.
that's actually a good jump coming from them.
It was so quick coming from Immunity. Just hiding that mechanic though, just hiding that mechanic at a spot where, your opponents can't see,
Yeah,
and just making sure to land that suicidal destruction. I got surprised. A suicidal destruction just landed on the stack there of Ultra.
yes. Again, a good initiative there coming from Ultra, landing that Suicidal Destruction. Again, that's the adjustment that we're expecting from Ultra. But again, I think the Ranger is just is getting the good spots there. Dropping those heavy damage on top of Ultra. So yeah, good positioning there coming from the Ranger. At the same time, the aggression as well on that Sura.
Oh, was there someone left?
Yeah, actually.
I think there was someone left, and he just got eliminated there.
Yeah.
But yeah, Immunity taking this round as well. We're just waiting for the announcement. Maybe there's still someone lurking here from Ultra.
Okay,
All
there
right,
you
so
go.
there is the announcement, as Immunity will be taking this round and the match as well. And yeah,
Wow.
I gotta say though, Ultra tried their best to stay away
Mhm.
from the damage that Immunity is probably going to be dealing against them. That's why from the middle they moved on to a different spot. But Immunity tried to retaliate, or tried to uh settle things for themselves, right?
Yep.
They actually pushed. They actually got out of their position
Mm-hmm.
and they moved together.
Yes.
They moved together. First hit was that Gates of Hell coming from that Sura, which in honestly, that Sura came out of nowhere on my screen as well. That
Oh.
Sura just came out of nowhere. All right, just snapping in a frame and Gates of Hell then going out.
Yeah.
It's as quickly as that. And that mechanic though, immunity just hit their mechanic perfectly. And
Yes.
just using those front slide, just calculating the distance, using some quick maths right there, just to calculate the
Yeah.
distance and use that suicidal destruction, landing on four members of Ultra, taking them out. Sura, Maestro, Royal Guard, and no, not the Shadow Chaser. Um, that mechanic as
Mechanic.
well.
Yeah.
That mechanic. So all of them really got eliminated. That mechanic of Ultra was really, just calculating this distance as well. Front slide, back slide to make sure he has he calculated the right
Yes,
distance
the right
and
angle as well.
the
Like,
right angle as
yes.
well to take out immunity as they push in. But immunity probably saw that coming, and that's why they did what they did in round number two.
Yes. I really agree on that one. I think Immunity is really prepared on what Ultra is trying to bring on the fight. You know, they are trying to answer all of the like the possible angles that Ultra can actually throw at them. So I think Immunity is just playing a really a really well calculated match there versus
Mhm.
Ultra. Though Ultra good adjustment on them. I really like how the mechanic adjusted his front slide plus suicidal destruction. And to be fair, it did connect to several players. It's just again follow up. We keep on saying if you're gonna land that, and if that suicidal destruction did not do enough damage, you need to have those follow-ups to finish off those players before they can recover, right? Plus, again, the
Yes.
dispels as well. You need to dispel it on time before that that front slide or suicidal destruction connected. You need to dispel those players as well, right?
Mhm.
So it's not just like jumping and you're just gonna kill. Of course, you need to do something before you can jump. So yeah,
Yes. All
it's a
right.
team effort. Must be a
Yes,
team
it
effort.
is really a team effort, and your teamwork comes into play in playing in Ragnarok Asia Masters. All right,
Yes.
and that was the last match for tonight. And congratulations to all the teams who actually moved on to round number two of the tournament. And yeah, good game well played to all the teams who didn't make it to round number two.
Yes.
But let's actually have a quick rundown of who the teams are. Who are our top 16 teams here in Ragnarok Asia Masters 2023, MG?
Yes. The guilds that or the teams that gonna move to round number two is gonna be Kwan Ido and Essence, Hers RP1JT, and team building Arrogant, Hierarchy, Wakana, and Team Passions versus Sight Like and Resonance and Immunity. There you go. That's our
All
top
right.
16.
Okay. So it's going to be well, you can say a jam-packed or
Yes.
action-packed match in the following rounds of Ragnarok Asia Masters
Mm-hmm.
2023. But for tonight, that's going to be it. This is the last day or last round for the eliminations. And yeah, looking forward to the next set of matches.
Yes.
And yeah,
Oof.
that's going to be it. Everyone, thank you all for everyone who actually watched
Hello.
here
Yeah, guys.
the
Thank
elimination
you.
rounds of Ragnarok Asia Masters 2023. Next stream will be on April 3rd. That's going to be on Monday, same time, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Or it could be a little bit longer than that. But the start of Ragnarok Asia Masters is 8 p.m. And so I hope you all guys will be there as well. And once again, it's been a pleasure. We are your casters for tonight. My name is James.
And my name is MG.
And we'll see you guys on Monday, Ragnarok Asia Masters 2023, top 16. Bye, guys.